What if I told you that beneath Hollywood streets lies a fortune in gold doubloons, diamonds, emeralds, and rubies worth millions? What if this treasure has been waiting for over 160 years, buried by desperate men fleeing with stolen Mexican war funds? And what if every person who's gotten close to finding it has met a violent, mysterious death? Today, we're diving into one of California's most incredible lost treasure stories. A tale of greed, betrayal, prophetic dreams, and curses spanning from San Francisco to Hollywood. This is the story of the Cabbage Patch Treasure, and you'll understand why some say these riches were never meant to be found. Welcome to Southwest Desert, where adventure meets the arid beauty of the American Southwest. Join us as we explore the rugged landscapes, uncover hidden historical gems, and dive deep into the lost gold legends and gold mining history of this iconic region. Please leave a like or comment. This is very helpful. Let's journey together into the heart of the Southwest Desert. Our story begins in 1865, when Hollywood was just rolling hills known as Cabbage Patch. Diego Moreno, a simple sheepherder, was working the grasslands near San Francisco when three horsemen appeared in the distance. In Wild West California, mysterious riders meant trouble. Diego scrambled into nearby bushes, heart pounding as the strangers approached. The riders dismounted 300 feet away, completely unaware they were being watched. What happened next changed Diego's life forever. The men pulled 6 heavy bags from their saddlebags, hastily dug holes, and buried their cargo before riding away. That night, driven by curiosity, Diego returned with a spade. The bags were so heavy he could carry only one at a time, requiring 3 trips to transport them to his cabin, where he hid them beneath old quilts. For a month, Diego resisted temptation while wrestling with his conscience. Should he report the find? Keep what he'd discovered? Finally, greed won. One evening, he hung a blanket over his window, locked his door, and opened the first bag with trembling hands. Gold doubloons glinted in lamplight, expensive watches ticked softly, and exquisite jewelry sparkled before his eyes. Overwhelmed by guilt, Diego quickly rewrapped everything, but curiosity proved powerful. Within days, he opened all 6 packages, discovering diamonds, emeralds, rubies, and pearls, some still set in elaborate Mexican jewelry. Diego recognized the distinctive style immediately. This treasure had come from Mexico. Facing an impossible situation, how could a simple sheepherder explain such wealth? Diego made a dramatic decision. He would flee to Mexico with his fortune. He packed 2 mules, concealing the treasure among his belongings, and began the journey south on back roads. After weeks of travel, Diego reached Cahuenga Pass, a gateway through hills where Hollywood would one day stand. Exhausted, he camped and settled for the night. But this wouldn't be ordinary rest. In his dreams, Diego experienced a vision so vivid and terrifying it would alter his life. He saw himself entering Los Angeles and being murdered, his treasure stolen. The dream was so urgent that Diego awoke in a cold sweat, convinced death awaited if he continued. Believing in the prophetic dream, Diego made a fateful decision. He would bury the treasure temporarily and return when safer. The location he chose was strategic, halfway between his camp and a tavern near present-day Cahuenga and Highland Avenue, across from where the Hollywood Bowl now sits. Diego carefully buried all 6 packages and measured distance from a distinctive Fresno tree, the only western ash in the area. This would be his landmark, but Diego would never return. Shortly after hiding his treasure, Diego fell gravely ill. Fellow Sonorans Martinez took pity and brought him home. As Diego's condition worsened, he realized he might not survive. In gratitude, and perhaps to ease his conscience, Diego revealed everything: the treasure's location, how he'd acquired it, promising they'd share the wealth once he recovered. But Diego died before a priest could arrive, leaving Martinez as the only person knowing the burial location. Martinez gathered his 16-year-old son, and together they found the distinctive Fresno tree. Father and son were about to begin digging when tragedy struck. Martinez collapsed without warning, suffering a fatal seizure. The traumatized boy fled and never returned, taking the secret to his grave. 20 years passed. Around 1885, a Basque shepherd brought his flock to graze the hills. His loyal dog began behaving strangely, abandoning duties to dig obsessively in one spot. Day after day, the dog returned, pawing earth with increasing determination. Finally curious, the shepherd investigated. Continuing where his dog left off, he dug until his spade struck something solid, one of Diego's buckskin-wrapped packages. The treasure inside fulfilled his lifelong dream of returning to Spain. Cleverly, the shepherd created a quilted robe and sewed the treasure into individual pockets throughout the garment. The plan worked perfectly. He reached Spain and boarded a ship for the final journey home. As the vessel approached the Spanish coast, he stood on deck waving to welcoming friends. In his excitement, he lost footing and tumbled overboard. Weighted down by sewn-in treasure, he sank like a stone and drowned within sight of home. Where had this cursed treasure originated? During the 1860s, French forces had installed Archduke Maximilian as Emperor of Mexico. Mexicans deeply resented foreign occupation and organized resistance efforts. Officials launched a massive fundraising campaign for weapons and military equipment. Citizens donated everything to the liberation cause. As treasure accumulated, leaders faced a problem: where to safely store such wealth during occupation. General William Walker, an American supporting the Mexican cause, convinced officials the treasure should move to Alta California for safekeeping. A team of 10 trusted men was assembled, led by Sea Captain Malcolm. A Mexican official accompanied them to manage funds but died suddenly during the journey under mysterious circumstances. Captain Malcolm and his 2 remaining companions now possessed a fortune in Mexican resistance funds. Whether driven by greed or fear, they buried the treasure, intending to return later. Malcolm and his men were the 3 horsemen Diego had observed. When they returned to retrieve their treasure, they discovered it had vanished. Panic set in. Each man accused the others of secretly stealing the fortune. Suspicion turned to rage, rage to violence. Both Malcolm's companions died in the ensuing fight, leaving him sole survivor. For years, Malcolm lived knowing someone had discovered his stolen treasure. Around 1885, he heard rumors about a Basque shepherd who'd mysteriously acquired wealth to return to Spain. Malcolm began investigating desperately, but before getting answers, an unknown assassin shot him dead on a Los Angeles street. Ironically, Malcolm died never knowing the shepherd had recovered only 1 of 6 packages. 5 bags of Mexican gold, jewelry, and precious stones remained exactly where Diego had buried them. Today, more than 160 years later, 5 packages remain hidden beneath Hollywood streets. The area once called Cabbage Patch is now a famous entertainment district, but somewhere beneath pavement and buildings lies a fortune that has claimed every seeker's life. The distinctive Fresno tree serving as Diego's landmark is gone, lost to development. The exact burial location is lost forever, as hills were flattened for Hollywood's growth from farming community to global entertainment capital. Some treasure hunters still search, poring over old maps and records. Others believe the treasure is cursed, pointing to the string of violent deaths following everyone connected to it. Diego, Martinez, the Basque shepherd, Captain Malcolm, and his companions all met untimely ends, as if the treasure itself was protected by dark forces. So we return to our original question: what if there was a fortune buried beneath Hollywood? Now you know it's not just possible, it's probable. 5 packages of Mexican gold, diamonds, emeralds, rubies, and pearls, stolen from a resistance movement, still lie hidden in the entertainment capital's heart. The Cabbage Patch Treasure remains one of California's greatest unsolved mysteries, a story of greed, betrayal, and supernatural intervention spanning continents and generations. Will it ever be found, or will it remain forever buried, protected by the curse that follows all who seek it? Next time you walk Hollywood Boulevard, remember that beneath your feet might lie riches beyond imagination. Riches waiting patiently for over a century and a half for someone brave enough, or perhaps foolish enough, to claim them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.